Welcome back to EndZoneBlog.com's Across the Middle show. I'm John Kuzma. We have 3 questions we're going to ask you today, and then we're going to debate them. So we're going to start with the Julio Jones story. How much better will Julio Jones make the Titans? And I think Julio Jones will make the Titans a lot better. When you look at how good this guy is, when Julio Jones is healthy, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL, if not the best. And we got to see him at Titans camp, and he looks healthy. And I think that's the biggest thing with Julio Jones. Last year with Atlanta, there were times when you could clearly see that he wasn't healthy. And we're seeing him do drill work with the Titans, and he looks like he's ready to embrace this fresh start with the Titans. He looks great. He looks like he's 100% and, kind of reinvigorated that he's getting a shot with a new team. And you look at Tennessee, and they have these great athletes all across the board. You got Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Derrick Henry. If you're a quarterback, you couldn't ask for a better supporting cast. So Ryan Tannehill has to step up and fulfill this team's potential, because we know Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Derrick Henry are going to do their jobs. It's clear that Ryan Tannehill is going to be the skill player who's going to be the weakest link. He's got to make sure that, Julio Jones and A.J. Brown can be Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, because they won't be nearly as effective if Ryan Tannehill doesn't facilitate this offense and deliver them the football, on time. Whether that's deep over top or on a slant or whatever it is, he's got to get them the ball, and he's got to make sure that things click for the Titans. But to answer the question, Julio Jones should make this team much better. And I think it's big for the front office that they're doing everything they can to put this team in a position to succeed. When the front office is aggressive, it sends a message to the players that, we want to put a winning team on the field, and good things tend to happen when you make those kind of decisions. So the Titans, you got to give them credit. They're doing everything they can. They go out and, give up the second-round pick, and I think a later-round pick for Julio Jones. And, these receivers are great for Ryan Tannehill. He's just got to get him the ball and make sure that they can do what they do best, and that's create big plays for their offense. And I'm just convinced that Julio Jones and A.J. Brown are going to do their part. So the Titans are looking a lot better, and where it's really going to pay off is in the playoffs. Having that extra playmaker, could get them a round or two further. But if this team is going to win a Super Bowl, like I said, it goes back to Ryan Tannehill making sure that those receivers can do their thing. The next topic, would the Packers go to the playoffs with Jordan Love? So we know Aaron Rodgers is on his way out of Green Bay. He doesn't want to be there anymore. And, that means there's a real possibility that Jordan Love could be this team's starter in the regular season. And if you're asking me whether or not the Packers can go to the playoffs with Jordan Love, I don't think they can, at least not in Jordan Love's first year. I think there's too much of a learning curve there, and I think at best Jordan Love is 2 years away, and that's if he does start to figure it out after starting for a full year. If he doesn't, start to figure things out, and if the game doesn't start to slow down for him, because remember, it's a huge transition to the professional level from college. The defenses are better at disguising what they do. The speed of the game is faster. Those defensive linemen are a lot more powerful, and they get to the quarterback a lot quicker. So I think if Jordan Love starts, we're going to see a lot of checkdowns. And I think he's going to have bad rhythm and timing with his receivers. After a year, he might start to settle in and understand what he has to do to be successful in the National Football League. But to me, that's 2 years away at best. And it really could be 3 years away if it becomes a challenge for Jordan Love, because it's not easy to do. Obviously, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers and watching the way he operates is going to be huge for Jordan Love, like it was for Rodgers when he sat behind Brett Favre. But it's still a big jump, stepping into the lineup as a starter, having to carry the team on your shoulders and be that main guy. I mean, it takes a lot. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of pressure. It's easy to go off the rails. We've seen it happen time and time again. Jordan Love is 2 years away at best. I'm sticking with that. I don't think the Packers will get into the playoffs. I think they're going to be right around 500, a mediocre team, right on the outside looking in. And then, like I said, in 2 years, maybe Jordan Love can get them in. The last story we have today is Trey Lance already a better option than Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Trey Lance is already better than Jimmy Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo is a little bit frail. He's not short, but he's undersized in the weight category. And we've seen that it's affected him because he's got a problem with injuries. His career's been injury plagued. He's having trouble staying on the field. He just doesn't have that NFL frame like you see like a Josh Allen have. But here's the good news, 49ers fans. Trey Lance does. And Trey Lance has all the tools that you're looking for. So I think his development in year one is more important than trying to appease a guy who has 1 foot out of the door anyway. Why would you take care of Garoppolo when his time is coming to an end in San Francisco? And we know that's true, or the 49ers wouldn't have drafted Trey Lance to begin with. So trying to take care of Jimmy Garoppolo makes zero sense. And when you're watching these two guys at camp, you see Trey Lance and you do get the Josh Allen vibes. Those vibes that you get when you see a guy that's so physically superior that you're like, wow, this guy, you can tell, might be an NFL superstar someday. And Jimmy Garoppolo looks like a guy that is going to have trouble staying on the field. I think if I was the 49ers, I would start Trey Lance from day one. I think he should, learn on the fly early on in the season. And then by the time the second half of the season gets here, he's going to be feeling a lot more confident. And then in year two, you're ready to go, because you don't want to waste an opportunity. Like, look at the Chiefs. They started Alex Smith for that year, and then they turned over the reins to Patrick Mahomes. And some people will say, well, that was actually good for Mahomes because they won a Super Bowl and he got to learn under Alex Smith. But I don't know if I agree with that, because Alex Smith had all those cracks at it for the Chiefs, and he never won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes gets on the field, and he wins the Super Bowl for the Chiefs and goes back to another Super Bowl. So clearly, Patrick Mahomes had that it factor to get it done, and I don't think if he didn't sit behind Alex Smith, that would have changed anything. I think Patrick Mahomes still would have been capable of winning a Super Bowl. I think he still would have won a Super Bowl. And I think all the Chiefs did was waste a chance at winning another Super Bowl during Patrick Mahomes' rookie year. That was a wasted opportunity. And I don't know if starting Alex Smith was the right decision. So if I'm the 49ers, I'm not making that same mistake. I'm putting Trey Lance on the field right away. I'm letting him do his thing. You drafted the guy in the first round for a reason. I know 49ers fans don't agree with me. They think that they should be patient with Trey Lance. But, you could miss that opportunity to win a Super Bowl like the Chiefs did in Mahomes' rookie season. I wouldn't make that same mistake. If you have a guy that you trade multiple first-round picks to go and get, you did it for a reason. Trust your conviction and, roll the ball out for the kid and let him go do his thing. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm John Kuzma from EndZoneBlog.com. Thank you so much. Check out EndZoneBlog.com. I'm signing off.